Broadcasts of HIKI NŌ are made possible by the support of viewers like you. Mahalo. And by Bank of Hawaii Foundation, investing in Hawaii's future by promoting collaboration, critical thinking, and other 21st century skills through HIKI NŌ. Kamehameha Schools, empowering Hawaiian keiki to explore, discover, and inspire. ABC Stores, a local company helping to transform education and develop Hawaii's workforce through bold learning initiatives like HIKI NŌ.
Aloha, I'm Kyla Foster from Kamehameha School's Maui Middle School.
And I'm Lucas Roberts from Ewa Makai Middle School on Oahu.
Welcome to this special 2020 Winter Challenge Middle School edition of HIKI NŌ,
Hawaii's new wave of storytellers.
At the end of January of this year, Lucas and I were among the many HIKI NŌ students who participated in the 2020 HIKI NŌ Winter Challenge.
Schools across the state that entered the competition had to complete a HIKI NŌ story based on a theme that was not revealed to us until the start of the competition.
And that theme was the wisdom of elders brought to life by the young.
The participating teams had just 4 days to come up with the story idea, get commitments from the people in the story, then shoot it, write it, and edit it. Students are usually given about 2 months to create a HIKI NŌ story.
All entries were judged by the members of the HIKI NŌ editorial board. The judges scored each entry based on the following criteria. How well did the story capture the essence of the assigned theme?
How well did the entry fulfill the HIKI NŌ Story Criteria? The criteria used throughout the school year to determine which stories are approved to air on HIKI NŌ.
And finally, how much did the production values, the quality of the cinematography, editing, and sound contribute to the overall effectiveness of the story?
From the numeric scores based on these criteria, the judges were able to determine honorable mention, third place, second place, and first place finishers in 2 separate divisions, middle school and high school.
Today, we are going to spotlight the stories that placed in the middle school division of the competition.
But because the judges were so impressed by the overall quality of the entries, they also wanted to feature some of the stories that did not place, but which they felt needed to be seen in order to show the great diversity of approaches that the students pursued.
Students from Kapaa Middle School on Kauai created one such story. Let's see their take on the wisdom of elders brought to life by the young.
Sarah Miura is the Sales and Marketing Director of M. Miura Store, doing business as Deja Vu Surf Hawaii. This is one business that has been using the wisdom of their elders to prove that knowledge does not only exist in school and books, but within the minds of people who lived for many, many years.
M. Miura Store has been in business for this year. We celebrate our 111th anniversary of doing business here on the island of Kauai. The business was started by my great-great-grandfather, Mankichi Miura. He had traveled to Hawaii from his home in Japan in 1907. And initially, he had moved to Kauai to work on the sugar plantations. After a while, he discovered that it wouldn't provide the glamorous lifestyle or riches that they had been promised. And so he went back to his roots in what he knew, which was making Japanese confection. So over time, his business evolved and he opened a store here in Kapaa town. And over the years, it's evolved from a candy store to a general store to a family clothing store. And today the business consists of 3 surf shops. So currently the business is owned and operated by 3 siblings, my father Tad, his brother Eric, and their sister Anne. And currently my brother-in-law Lauren and I are assisting with the day-to-day operations. So, it's been a part of our family for 5 generations now, and it really means a lot to us. And so we do continue to be excited to perpetuate this family business.
It is evident that the Miura family's success comes from a business plan rooted deep in tradition with wisdom of their elders, and there is no doubt that they will continue to instill this passion for great service through their young for many years to come.
This is Vaina Hikitamura from Kapaa Middle School for HIKI NŌ.
Kyla, what did you think of Kapaa Middle School's approach to the theme?
I thought that it was very well written, and the way that they worded their script was very empowering to the message that they were trying to get across.
Yeah, I thought so too. Now, let's take a look at how students from Kealakehe Intermediate School on the Kona side of Hawaii Island interpreted the wisdom of elders brought to life by the young.
Some of us learn more by seeing than doing. But this incredible woman has taught herself to make delicate yet unbreakable art.
My friend getting married, I make her wedding bouquet. I learned it myself. I just look from the real one, real flower. 99% I have to see the real one first, and then I'm making it. When I first started, I don't think this is gonna be business. When I first started, I didn't make any money, because I do the wedding bouquet. 1 year, maybe two wedding bouquet, That's it, that's all I'm gonna make money. But, continue making, then this shop happened, that's it. And then now I start making flower. It's not just like I'm making flower and then business happen. It takes long time.
On Sundays, you can go down to Nana's Clay Flowers and learn how to make her own unique clay and how to create beautiful artwork.
And when people taking class, I teach them how to make my recipe clay. I just happy every time when the customer happy. I never push people to buy my thing, I like people to see, love my stuff. Just tell them the truth. I never push them.
Her daughter Sabrina observed her making clay flowers and was able to learn just by sight.
I never start teaching her. She grow up and she see me all her life. And I'm not been teach her. She just learned by seeing me. And her dad think, one day she gonna take over, my skill and everything. Mom, this birthday, just give me that flower, your flower, They never ask me anything, only flower. She always excited when I do something different. I said, oh, Mom is so good. Mom is so cool, She always say that all the time. When I do something new, she was always excited. Every time she have birthday, she bring all the friends and make clay all over my house, yeah. And I never push my daughter to do this, okay? She just happy to make stuff herself, I never push her and then tell her, you got to do this, do that. I think she's gonna do the same thing with her kid, If her kid like it, do it. If her kid don't like it, she can have their own life. Nothing is hard, It's just, everything takes time. Even a big project, I just love it. I feel happy.
She truly loves what she does and is grateful for her skill. This is Ronnie Polk from Kealakehe Intermediate School for HIKI NŌ.
So, what did you think of their story?
Well, I really love how she enjoys the beautiful art of clay making and how she can pass that enjoyment off down to her family and her daughters.
And I found it really interesting that she kept saying that she doesn't force anyone to take on that enjoyment, that they can just take it on.
Yeah, you're right.
Now, from the Valley Isle, here's what the students at Maui Waena Intermediate School produced to explore the wisdom of elders brought to life by the young.
So I've been teaching ukulele. This year is going to be 29 years.
Evelyn has been having ukulele classes in her garage at her house in Wailuku, hoping to share the love of the music she was raised on.
I used to play when I was little from my mom, and I always felt that I could pass it on to my grandchildren or to other children.
And the beat continues in the youth, like Evelyn's student Mika.
More people are learning how to play it because they think that it's like what our ancestors used to play, so they want to learn how to play it so they can continue it.
The tradition is passed on because when they play, they take the ukulele with them wherever they go, and they can tell their children that they knew how to play the ukulele when they were younger. It helps them to appreciate the music that they play. I'm I'm so glad that the generations before me was able to bring that to light in Hawaii.
And the melody she learned continues on in the hands and hearts of the hundreds of students she has taught over the years.
I see it being passed down. I see a lot of our younger generation playing it, you know. Ukulele is a very valuable instrument, and we can use the ukulele in many different ways to strengthen us, to help us develop our talents, to be able to give what we have as individuals to others, and not only for ourselves. When you're playing, remember what we talked about. Beautiful. I mean, it's fantastic how they can play the music so nice and sing it.
Through music, the wisdom of elders is being brought to life by the young. This is Sienna Rakoma from Maui Waena Intermediate School for HIKI NŌ.
So what did you think?
I really liked how the ukulele teacher connected her story to the Hawaiian culture and how the ukulele was so important to the Hawaiians back then and should still be today.
I honestly think it's amazing that she's been teaching in her garage for 29 years.
Right.
Now, we're going to take a look at the story by Highlands Intermediate School on Oahu, which received an honorable mention in the middle school division of the 2020 HIKI NŌ Winter Challenge.
Congratulations, Highlands Intermediate. For your prize, you'll be receiving $100 in production equipment for your media program.
Here's their look at the wisdom of elders brought to life by the young.
Kevin Asano is a retired judoka that won the 1988 silver medal in the Summer Olympics.
My sensei, I started like I said, I'm from Hawaii, but I started in Okinawa, and my sensei was Fukushima Sensei. And he also came back to Hawaii later, and he started this club, Leeward Judo Club, and now I'm one of the senseis here. So we have 2 dojos, and we want to expand to other dojos, but really to have the younger generation take over and really teach the next generation after them.
Kevin Asano is now passing on what he has learned through the Leeward Judo Club, along with the help of his sons and daughters.
Being trained by my father was not too much of a different experience for me when I was younger. It was just like normal, but now when I'm older, I can tell that it's a really good opportunity, a good privilege, because he has a lot of experience that I wouldn't have been able to get from just being a regular student.
I enjoy judo because it helps me interact with other people and learn life skills. I learned that we're all a family and we all have to care for each other.
My goal as a sensei is to build champions and leaders in life through judo. So I want to use judo as a means to build, first is to build a champion, not necessarily in a judo tournament winning trophies or medals, but to become a good citizen in life and also to become a leader.
He hopes that the students pass on these traditions for generations to come. This is Zachary Argonaudo from Highlands Intermediate School for HIKI NŌ.
I really liked how the sensei was not only trying to teach his students about judo, but also give them lessons that will help them throughout life.
I personally loved how the little boy talked about family and how judo teaches how we can stay together and stick together.
Yeah.
And now, the 3rd place finisher in the middle school division of the 2020 HIKI NŌ Winter Challenge is
Waiakea Elementary School on Hawaii Island. Congratulations. Your media program will be receiving $200 in production equipment.
Because there is no separate category for elementary schools, they compete in the middle school division, and this is the first time that an elementary school has placed in a HIKI NŌ Challenge.
Very impressive. Let's see how they interpreted the wisdom of elders brought to life by the young.
Dribble, dribble, dribble!
Waiakea Elementary School students look up to physical education teacher, Mr. Jensen Sato.
My dad and my grandpa were very old school, so they instilled a lot of discipline and they're very big on education. And I think that's one of the reasons why I went into education. They also inspired me to be the man I am today.
In addition to teaching physical education, Sato also coaches the school's track team.
He inspires me to keep on going and keep doing the sport I love no matter what other people say.
But teaching isn't his only passion.
From what I remember as a little kid, I remember my dad and my grandpa giving me a ball and a glove and throwing the ball to me, making me hit in the backyard. And I guess it was always in my family, so it was kind of like, you're gonna play this sport, and eventually I fell in love with the game.
At 5 feet 6 inches, Sato continued to play baseball through college, but the average height of a professional baseball player is 6 feet 2 inches.
I knew sooner or later my baseball career is gonna end, and there was no way of me playing after college, so I wanted to still stay involved with the game and help give back to the community. So I started coaching at the youth level and then eventually working my way up through high school. And fortunate enough that Coach Kamehameha, the head coach with the Vulcans, asked me to be part of his coaching staff. And I've been coaching there for 5 years and I love it, and hopefully I'll be there for a long time more.
As a coach, Sato is able to pass on his wisdom to his students.
Coach Jensen has influenced me as a player. He keeps me in check, and he teaches me the little things on the field and off the field. A lot about character, keeping composure on the field.
But he still relies on the lessons from his elders.
My dad, my grandpa, and my longtime coach from when I was young, Coach Eric Kurosawa, who still I call today to ask for help and try to help me through challenges that I may have and I don't have the answers to. And hopefully he can give me some of his expertise that I can pass on to my players.
I hope I taught Jensen was to always compete, to always give his best effort, and to always do your best.
The lessons he learned from his coaches are now the lessons he teaches his players. He may be small in size, but he has a giant amount of wisdom, which is brought to life by his students. This is Riley Ng from Waiakea Elementary School for HIKI NŌ.
I honestly thought it was really cool that they're only in elementary school, but they're creating high school level work.
And about the story, it's pretty awesome that even though Coach Jensen wasn't able to continue his career as a professional baseball player, he did show his love for the sport by coaching.
You're absolutely right. Now, I'm very excited to announce the next winner because my co-host was part of the fabulous team that created that story. Kyla, congratulations! Kamehameha School's Maui Middle School took second place in the middle school division of the 2020 HIKI NŌ Winter Challenge. Your school's media program will be receiving $300 in production equipment as your prize.
Thank you, Lucas. On behalf of my teammates and our advisor, Mr. Srat, this is a great honor. Here is our interpretation of the wisdom of elders brought to life by the young.
Mia has one love, and it's playing the piano.
I have been playing piano for about 4 years. I like playing the piano because whenever I listen to music, it makes me feel happy. I like to play fast songs like Fur Elise and Flight of the Bumblebee. Coco got me into piano. She is a piano teacher.
Mia's passion for this instrument is made possible due to dedicated piano teachers like Mrs. Wonder, also known as Coco. Coco has been teaching for a while and has had hundreds of students over the years.
I've been teaching piano for about 37 years. I grew up playing piano. I love playing piano. Actually, I started because my sons were interested in playing piano, and I actually took one of my sons to a different music teacher. It was a class, and when I saw what was going on, I thought, I could do this at home with my children, and so I did that.
Although Coco enjoys teaching students, she admits it's not always easy.
That's the challenge right there is, sometimes I've had students, well, I have a lot of students who have a lot of talent, but they're involved in a lot of extracurricular things, and so they really can't find a time to put into their weekly piano practice. And that's kind of sometimes discouraging. There are some days where teaching is more challenging, especially if it's been a long day.
Coco believes that patience and love is what these students need.
But one of the things that I do, and I think mentally to overcome that, is I want each student to leave their lesson, their weekly lesson, feeling like they've accomplished something, that they've played something and done something well as be able to go home and feel like I have something new and challenging to work on. I learn about their family. We become a big family, and that's why my music program is called Keiki Maestro. You know, it's a ohana.
Mia's love for the piano will continue to grow because
Coco is my grandma. I want to become a professional piano player or a piano teacher, like my grandma. My favorite part about my grandma is that she's always there for me whenever I need help. I look up to her for being a good role model.
The wisdom Mrs. Wonder brings is not only brought to life by Mia's love and enthusiasm for piano, but it also brings life to the family legacy as well. This is Kyla Foster from Kamehameha Maui Middle School for HIKI NŌ.
I absolutely love your guys' sequencing and editing. It really made the story come together. And about the story, it was really pretty how Coco and her family connects with piano.
Thank you, Lucas. We really appreciate it. Well, that leaves just one more story in the final results of the middle school division, and Lucas, I think you're very familiar with it. Congratulations to you and your teammates at Ewa Makai Middle School for taking first place. Yes! Your school's media program will receive $500 in production equipment as your prize.
Thank you, Kyla. On behalf of my teammates and our advisor, Mr. Toyota, this is a great thrill. Here's our take on the wisdom of elders brought to life by the young.
I'm a misfit. I was a misfit kid. I'm still a misfit adult.
James Roberts is the chief instructor of hybrid Kempo at Martial Arts School in Ewa Beach, along with his wife, Jocelyn Roberts. A mix of self-defense, various martial arts, and philosophy, the art of Kaji Kempo has been in James's life for over 25 years. He continues to use the knowledge and wisdom given to him by his mentors in teaching his own students the ways of Kempo.
Like when I started martial arts, I just wanted to learn to fight. Being young, I suffered a lot of substance abuse, both within myself, family, friends, and that really put a lot of anger, a lot of violence in me, a lot of fear. And martial arts kind of helped me stray away from those sort of things.
James and his wife, Jocelyn, started the school in 2011 to give a positive and helpful activity for the kids in the community.
To become an instructor, that was originally some of my first instructor's idea. It was them that said, if you want to be better as a martial artist, you have to know how to teach. So even as a young age, as young as a purple belt, when I was maybe 14, 15 years old, I was already leading classes with some of the young kids. That was my original they inspired me. From my previous instructors, there was one piece of advice is, once you stop learning, you stop growing. And I know that's maybe a common phrase that a lot say even outside of martial arts. That's really important. Like you're seeking that endless knowledge, especially within martial arts. And teaching, I believe, again, if we're talking about instructors, they were instructors, I'm now an instructor. So I believe that's one way is learning from them is pass this on. Don't just hold it for yourself. Tell your story about how it saved your life when you're young, and it continues to save your life as an adult. So just continue to grow and just keep teaching what you learn, and just have a positive attitude. You know, I learned a lot from them. Just keep a positive attitude. No matter what goes wrong that day, you just train the best you can with your students and just continue to help develop them. We try to keep a good faith in our school, try to build our students to have that positive attitude so they could go as high as they want in life. One thing again is just always seek that endless knowledge, you know, continue to learn, continue to grow, and just pass what you do on to the next generation.
Using the wisdom and guidance from his mentors and the lessons learned from his troubled childhood, James aspires to pass on the education of not only kicking and punching, but of life decisions, overall well-being, and faith to his students. This is Kevi Lin Tsubaki from Ewa Makai Middle School for HIKI NŌ.
Wow, that was super impressive. I really enjoyed how even though Instructor James had so many challenges and setbacks in life, that he took that and he turned it into something amazing. And your background sounds was pretty on point.
Thank you, Kyla. And thank you for joining us on this special Middle School Division 2020 Winter Challenge edition of HIKI NŌ.
We hope you enjoyed watching these diverse variations on the theme of the wisdom of elders brought to life by the young, as much as we've enjoyed sharing them with you.
Congratulations to all of the winning teams and to all of the students who participated in this challenging competition. You've proven that we are Hawaii's new wave of storytellers.
Be sure to tune in next week for the results of the high school division of the 2020 HIKI NŌ Winter Challenge.
You'll see more proof that Hawaii students HIKI NŌ
can do.
Broadcasts of HIKI NŌ are made possible by the support of viewers like you. Mahalo. And by Bank of Hawaii Foundation, investing in Hawaii's future by promoting collaboration, critical thinking, and other 21st century skills through HIKI NŌ. Kamehameha Schools, empowering Hawaiian keiki to explore, discover, and inspire. ABC Stores, a local company helping to transform education and develop Hawaii's workforce through bold learning initiatives like HIKI NŌ.